So, first of all, have you said hello to each other? Because you've not seen each other for a little while.
Yeah, we had brekkie.
We did.
We had a brekkie.
All is well.
All's good.
Yeah.
Excellent. I saw the film on Friday.
Did you?
And I was absolutely knocked out by it, but read over the weekend that somebody said, for both of you, this is probably the biggest single challenge. Is that just media talk, or would you go along with that?
Challenge in terms of the roles and the...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
No, it seemed...
It was fun.
Really fun and very natural, actually. It's amazing, I think, a lot of the time in films, you don't have particularly good dialogue to say, so that makes it very difficult. Whereas this one, and I am only saying this because it's my mother, but it was... I mean, she really is wonderful at dialogue, so it was just great to have some really... wonderful words.
You don't have to. I mean, it's not. It can often be a huge effort to overcome a line if it's not written in a certain rhythm, But Shah's dialogue is.
Wonderful.
We didn't have to. No,
But also, when you've got such a remarkable wordsmith like Dylan Thomas at the heart of the whole story, then in a sense, your mum's got to do a good job, hasn't she?
Absolutely, and I think it was very important for her to sort of reflect his work without using it because we didn't have the rights, but a lot of his work, so that comes through in the dialogue, and it was actually a lot of fun, and I mean every part is going to be challenging, but it was very rewarding.
Yeah, I mean the thing about Dylan Thomas and the fact that there is a real story here driving through, although the sum that you are carrying during the film wasn't actually there. We mustn't say what happens at the end because that will spoil it. We want everybody to go and see it. But in fact, Llewellyn was away somewhere else and it was the daughter who was there. But apart from that, you've tried to be very true to the reality. That is a heck of a burden.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always a big responsibility with the biopic. I mean, I don't think it's not pertaining to be that, but
it is fictitious.
It is. I mean, it's kind of it's a moment in their lives, but I think it's more about the relationships between these two women and the situation of there being a love triangle, and I think it's more about friendship, and as opposed to being an absolutely factual.
A biopic about Dylan Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I'll finish your sentence.
Yeah.
You haven't rehearsed this. This is entirely au naturel.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, Dylan Thomas, everybody knew he was drunk, but the film suggests, and again, I'm not going to spoil it, but that there was a very cold and calculating side to him, which I had not read anywhere.
I don't know, I think that, I mean...
Did Mum make that up?
No, people have taken completely different things. I don't see him as cold and calculating. I see him as mischievous. And
I think there's a charm there as well.
I think you can get laughed into bed, and I think that's definitely what he does. Yes, there is a calculating side. I think there's an element that he's a dramatist and wants to create the drama and create the stories, and I think you find that with actually a lot of creative people. But it's been really interesting seeing different people's opinions about this character.
I see him as like he was a child, and he kind of acted as this and was very charming and very. I mean, I think no matter how despicable what he does is, you kind of love him.
You do, and I think what's quite interesting about all the characters is none of them are good.
No.
They all have faults. They all behave badly. And it's quite interesting to see the dynamic of four people misbehaving,
yes,
I suppose, and seeing how that works.
But also the two characters that you play, and it was clear just a few moments ago when you were chatting as the actresses rather than as the characters, bounce through various phases of a relationship. It's great stuff, it's warm, it's then I could kill you if I got half a chance. The fact that your buddies helps, or do you have to step back from that?
I think it's very easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's easier to play hatred, to play jealousy. It's very difficult to fake warmth. So I think that it helped in the sort of friendship side, the fact that we get along, because you really
that's the most
can't
uncomfortable thing to have to do, especially as two women, to pretend to, thank God we did.
We did, yeah.
They told us outside we mustn't ask you any personal questions, so I have to be my cleverest political interviewer now, possibly. You said Mum wrote the play, but she was also in the papers talking about anorexia and stuff like that. That relationship with your mum is obviously very, very important as well. Is she your guardian angel as well as the author of your last piece of work?
I don't know about guardian angel. We get on very well. Probably. I wouldn't go that. She's my mum. We're very close. I come from a very close family. I have an enormous amount of respect for her talent, and it was wonderful to actually get to play in a piece of work of hers. It was just a joy, and this film is incredibly special to me because of that.
Yeah. And you have some experience of boisterous Welshmen, which Dylan Thomas clearly was.
Gosh, was that very diplomatic?
I don't think she gets a reel around the finger about that, and mine's just like straight through it. That's really about the Welshman.
I'm talking about Dylan Thomas.
Yes, I know.
Dylan
Deliberate
Thomas is great.
ambiguity noted. Dylan Thomas, yes.
Yeah, others no.
What
My-
about, no, I didn't say that.
Welshmen in general.
That's
Welshmen are
fantastic.
great.
Oggy, oggy, oggy.
All of that.
Oi.
At which point you say, oi, 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 absolutely.
We didn't rehearse that one, did we? Oh.
Final question, it's a serious one about the paparazzi, and that I won't ask about and so on, but I know you've both had difficulties with them, and as many people have and don't deserve so to have done. But like Dylan Thomas and booze, can't live with it, can't live without it, or would you both wish to goodness
Can
it
live
just wasn't
without
there?
it.
Yeah.
Can and would prefer to.
Yes.
Of course.
Give us a break.
Yeah. Try phone each other and plot ways of
Trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that,
That's
it
not
would be
good
better
then.
without.
Yeah.
It's so much better not to go there. Yeah.
Pleasure meeting both of you, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.